Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm going to hit the button to go live. My nail pops off, goes flying. I can't find it anywhere. So anyway, it had bounced and it had gone underneath, like around, and it's that kind of day. So, but thank you for that, and oh my gosh, thank you for your patience with me. Okay, 10% of all of my income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. It's an ongoing thing. We have Epic Troll Slayers. I am here 365 days of the year. Holidays, weekdays, weekends, my birthday, your birthday. I'm always here. You can't get rid of me. And you can just go down, if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are in the description box for everybody. You can follow along, or you can, later on, you can just go down and click on whatever you're interested in. You can just pick out the questions you're interested in, get out, and you don't have to listen to me jibber jab. Or if, a question's gone on for a while or it's finished, but then I'm like distracted by something, you can just go, next question. It's easy. So, okay. Sherry is saying that happened to me yesterday. Just before leaving for the doctor's appointment, broke 2 nails. Oh, jeez. I hope your fingers are okay. Okay, Rubio's asking how cozy that top is. Yes. Oh, thank you. I like these. And this is a fleece. I've had it forever and I love it. So, and then today's nails. We've got a couple of ornaments, a couple of little deer. There's a little gingerbread man there. Yeah, little gingerbreads. So, those are today. All right. So, my goodness, do we have stuff to read on today? I've got the whole list. Thank you guys. Okay, good. All right, just checking in, making sure everything's all right there. So, goodness gracious, I did hear something. I was listening to, what is her name? I'll make sure I get her name right. There is a woman called Art, A-R-T, Nunimus, N-U-N-Y-M-I-S-S, Art Nunimus. Anyway, she has a very small YouTube channel, but I'll have to ask her to come on sometime because she does astrology. I was listening to her talking about Matt Gaetz, talking about his chart, what kind of person he is. And one of the things she was saying was she was explaining how she uses some fixed stars as well, not just the planets and everything. And it was really interesting because in Matt Gaetz' charts, there are a number of things in there that point to, him being born with a silver spoon in his mouth. And oh my gosh, Judy, thank you. Anyway, they were pointing to some things in his chart, and his north node. Your north node in your chart, it's a mathematical point, but that's kind of what you're supposed to be moving toward in your life. And the more it's not familiar, it's unfamiliar. You usually start with having more of a character or more of more surroundings that are more like your south node. And then through your life, you're supposed to learn that. You're supposed to go in that direction. That I call it your work order. It's like, oh, okay, supposed to do the thing. All right. So, while, for example, I was raised by a couple of serious alpha male, alpha male, alpha female parents, and we were brought up to stand on our own feet, and this kind of Leo South Node. It's like, yeah, that's what I was brought up to do, but that's not where my North Node is. My North Node is up in Aquarius, which is about equality, which is about sharing, which is about freedom, which is about technology, the water bearer giving water to each in turn. And so that's what I am supposed to do in this life. Well, anyway, back to Matt Gaetz. I tell you all that in case some of you are ever wondering, what am I supposed to be doing? You can get a ballpark idea if you go find your North Node. It looks like the symbol. It looks like headphones, like it's round, up, round, and then anyway, Matt Gaetz. His North Node is apparently it's right on the fixed star Sirius. And apparently that star, if you have something on that star, it's like manna from heaven, apparently. I was looking, she was mentioning these different fixed stars, and I was looking at my chart, and it was like, no, I don't have that one. No, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Oh, well, just little me. But there's just all this stuff in his chart. Matt Gaetz, and just how many silver spoons would you like? Anyway, so Art Anonymous, she was talking, she got to the end of the video and she said, you know what Matt Gaetz is? Matt Gaetz is a turtle on a pole. You're driving along and you see a turtle on a pole. And there's only one way he got up there. He didn't climb up there himself. He wasn't born there. The only reason that turtle is up that pole is because he was put there. Talking about his family and connections. And so I will never forget that. And from now on, I'm going to be thinking of Matt Gaetz as a turtle on a pole. The only reason you're there, because you were put there. Anyway. All right. Katie Arbuckle saying my North Node is in my Capricorn stellium, in my Capricorn fourth. Oh my gosh. Wow. Whatever that stellium is, that's important. So, all right. Let me get my cards out. Goodness, there's so much to cover. Oh, we got some kind of potentially dark stuff today as well. So I did include the question about because oh my gosh, who's been asking about Biden's dog Major for off and on for weeks. And if I wasn't reading on this today, I would have read on Rhonda's suggestion about reading on what Martin Luther King Jr. thinks about Reverend William Barber taking over, or what he's doing rather with the People's Poor People's Coalition campaign. So, all right. So, but today there's some goodness. All right. So we're starting with Letitia James at 9:30 here. Oh, before I forget, as I'm typing this in this evening, it is 12:32 here in Chicago, Central Time in the U.S. At 6 p.m. Central Time, from 6 to 7. I'm going to be on Red Lentil Healing. Yay! I'm going to be with Adrian and Johnny and Jen Lynn and maybe Lori. Wave Positive Change. Yes. I love these people. So I will be I will be over there this evening, and I may need to turn the exposure down again. It's so overcast today. The exposure is at its brightest with all the lights on when I came on. But anyway, Letitia James. 10:30. Oh boy. Well, some days it's easier than others. Let me do this. I just put in the first timestamp and it says the description's too long. So I'm just saving that. Got rid of something, saving that. And here we go. Some days you just have to go, all right, things are not going to work so well, but here we are. Some days things are easy. All right, so at 11 minutes in. That's headliner stuff. All right, so Letitia James has pulled her bid for governor of New York. Good. I was actually quite pleased when I heard that, because it's like, do the job you've got now, and then we'll talk about jobs in future. But if she can't, with all the criminality that is swirling around our former president, if she can't bring Trump down, she can't bring Trump to justice, you don't deserve the governor's seat. Do the job you got. So she has, she is stepping down from her run for governor. Janelle says Kash Patel is testifying right now in front of the January 6th committee. Oh my gosh, popcorn, please. Is it live? Should I be switching over to that? I don't. So Letitia James has pulled her bid for governor of New York. One thing she's done since that announcement has been she is asking to depose Trump for a civil probe that involves possible tax fraud based on those valuations. It's behind closed doors. Okay, thank you. Will she get to depose Trump? How will that go? Will it be enough to build a case? Or a stronger case against him? Valuations are valuations. And if there's a little bit of change, there's some people, there's one person I said who's familiar with the world of real estate who said, 10-15% difference is not unusual at all. But telling these people it's worth 150 million or something, and telling these people it's like 17 million. I forget what it was in total, but it was like, it was just so, the numbers were so crazy. And it was just like, what? No, that's fraud. So, Letitia James deposing Trump. Is it going to happen? Letitia James deposing Trump. Electra Storm says, I wish she would have done this already, but I guess it's better late than never. True. Holly France says he will perjure himself. He can't stop lying. I believe it. Partnership. I think it's between her and Cy Vance. It's right there at the end of my nose. Okay. Letitia James, insult to injury. That's Trump all over. High Priestess, secrets. 8. How business was done. Knight of Cups. Queen of Wands. He's not here. Trump had that's what Trump does. And he has secrets. And that's the business. But that's not Trump. That's people around him. And of course, they're complaining that anybody who goes after Trump is a Democrat. And this isn't even aggressive law enforcement. Letitia James, or one of her people going to depose him? Maybe I'm asking it wrong. Letitia James, is she or her office or something like that? Are they going to depose Donald J. Trump about real estate valuations? Potentially fraudulent real estate valuations. Donald Trump. Okay, three of Pentacles. That's how they did business. That was the plan. King of Cups, Sun, Judgment, Ten of Cups, World. This feels like Cy Vance. Maybe Cy Vance stuff is going to hit before Letitia James stuff does. I'm not getting him. But Cy Vance bringing things to light. All of everything laid out just so. And he's done. That's what I'm getting. It's weird. Is Letitia James going to interview, depose Donald Trump? One card. It's going to be like in writing or it's something. Just to ask if it's Cy Vance. Okay. Cy Vance. His team feels much more like a cohesive thing. Grand jury. Cy Vance's grand jury. It's right there. And once they have all the information, putting them on the defensive. The law putting them on the defensive, then you can go back to Weisselberg and the kids. I've been getting repeatedly that Cy Vance is going to go after the Trump's kids before he goes directly after Trump. But hey, prove me wrong. That'd be fine. Jeanette says, I wonder if you aren't getting anything because by the time she can schedule it, he is. Oh, no, not necessarily. There's the man facing judgment. He's around. He still feels like he's, he hasn't shuffled off his mortal coil. I mean, judgment could be, but with that Queen of Cups there, it feels like it's balancing out you have both ends of the political spectrum. They're moving forward, but that's just weird. That's a lawyer arguing back and forth. And this feels political. Something coming out from January 6th committee too. So I guess if Letitia James wants to interview him, I guess it'll be down the road. Or there'll be enough. Well, you'd think they'd want to talk to him. Even if they had all the paperwork. It's very odd. Unless I'm just having an off day, I guess. That's very possible. But I'm going to turn this down because when I'm having trouble even seeing the cards, yeah, it's a little crazy. Odd. Well, let's move on, see what we get. 22. If any of you saw, Bob Dole is lying in state in the Capitol Rotunda, I believe. No, that moved. Where did you go? Okay. So Bob Dole, bless his soul, is lying in state in the Capitol Rotunda. And it got me thinking, will Trump, after he goes, will he lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda, considering what his insurrectionists did there, including their business? So, when Trump shuffles off his mortal coil, as we all will, and I do not want it to happen anytime soon, I want this man to be perfectly healthy, alive, and healthy to stand trial. I'm serious. All I want is just plain old courtroom justice. But eventually we all are but players upon the stage, and so will Donald J. Trump, will he lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda? I'm getting an echoing space. But people are looking at like the artwork and stuff. Moon. Oh, sorry. Page of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. Chariot. I was going to say that's pathetic for a state lying in state, but the Chariot, somebody might take pity on him or something. Really? Man tried to overthrow the election in that building, and you're going to give him honors there. Okay, Nine of Swords, Hermit, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. They do something. They will do something. But there will be a larger thing. But I get a whole lot of not much. There's a real weakness behind it. Nixon's was at his library. Oh, okay. To the Netherlands. Mar-a-Lago. King of Swords. High Priestess. Five of Swords. World card. I don't know if he'll still be in possession of Mar-a-Lago. Because of his secrets. His insult and injury, or to him it would be an insult and injury to lose it. So he will be honored somewhere. There may even be some Democrats who are willing to just be like, for the office of the presidency, I will show a basic level of respect. But there's serious weakness underneath all of that. It's not there was a big fight to get rid of him and his ilk and clean up the place. In case of the Capitol building, literally clean up the place. Truth. Yeah. All right. Don Gubbs' glass box on a golf cart. No, Polly Wanda. No. Nay. We are not wishing that on anybody. Not here. Not here. Sorry, but very, very adamant about that. We do not. No violence, no wishing anybody to keel over. Anyway. Okay. All right. So, where are we? 28:30. The committee is left with no choice. The committee is left with no choice than to pursue contempt charges against Mark Meadows. Will the real threat of jail time make him change his tune again? I'm cooperating, I'm not cooperating. I'm cooperating, not cooperating. But you turned over all of this information. No, I'm not talking to you. You put it all in a book for profit. No, I'm not talking to you. Mark Meadows. Sweating. Nervous. Putting on a bravado. Brave. That's not even just a brave face. It's the bravado. But he's worried. Because he knows what he would do. He knows what he would do to a Democrat who was doing what he was doing. And he's afraid that one of those Democrats are going to wake up and go, you know what we could do? We could absolutely throw the book at him. Janelle Keller says the subpoena has been issued. Awesome. For Mark Meadows? Good. But he's looking at Bannon not even going to trial until next July. And he's going, Oh, yeah, he's fighting for Trump's cause. 8 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, Ace of Swords, Hangman. He's trying to get back in Trump's good graces. Yeah, I think there's a question later about, was it Meadows who was talking to Bannon? Who was planning? No, it was Gaetz and Bannon planning another insurrection live on Bannon's War Room podcast. Yeah, we'll be getting to that. But, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Meadows, he was a part of some really icky, really un-American planning. But the truth, it feels like the truth hangs him up by his heels. It's not just you think you have the truth, but I'm gonna get out of this. No, this is, it's information they already have, or maybe it's how they're going about the. Thank you. Maybe it's how they go about charging him. July 18th for Bannon. Thank you, Wendy. Wendy Heaton. Thank you. Matter of fact, I'll write that down. Whoops. Bannon. July 18th. All of the paperwork they already have, and some of the stuff he's already turned over, plus their phone records, plus. Page of Wands, Tower. Yeah, there's a big investigation about, you had, there were entertainment only. What do I know? Reading on the Collective. But this is a message. This is messages about the insurrection, an investigation, investigators who have a ton of information. Next 3 cards. Truth, Thief, Trump Dynasty. So he's going to get strung up by his heels one way or the other, not literally. So will he cooperate? Because I was getting that the committee would finally do something that would scare other people into cooperating. Like other people, I just got other Republicans just like scrambling to, let me write everything down. Here. Let's see. That's Trump's base of power. Death card, 2 of Pentacles. Yeah. Very unsteady. Okay. All right. That's what I'm getting. All right. Charles Carey says, I could learn a new language by July 18th. I know, right? All right. 35. This is interesting. I think we might be interested in this. You know, Trump has this big Georgia vendetta thing where he's trying to get Purdue in there. But it's causing some infighting amongst Republicans. So will Trump's Georgia vendetta hand Stacey Abrams the governorship? Will Trump cause enough infighting amongst the Republicans that it will hand Stacey Abrams, the wonderful Stacey Abrams, future Governor Stacey Abrams, we hope. In France, yes, please. Those are Democrats. She has worked hard for voter to get out the vote, to get people out voting. Yes. Okay. Ace of Cups. She is all that. Stacey Abrams is all that. All right, and there's Trump trying to go up against this rise of Democratic power. Queen of Cups. Death card. 9 of... This isn't for her. It feels like the horse, it like came in and like maneuvered around her so it didn't touch her. How bad is it going to be between January 6th, the January 6th Select Committee, and New York and Georgia and all these other places? Trump is in trouble. I don't like when the cards, and it feels too good to be true, but I'm starting to feel a little bit like it really does take a swath of those far right knuckleheads down. Gene A says David Perdue doesn't want the job and he's being pressed to run. That's election day. That's my card for election day. Hierophant. Emperor. 4 of Swords. 9 of Cups. 4 of Wands. I forgot the most childish thing that popped into my head. This is the government, who, being the governor, emperor, right? This is their tactics on trying to sway the vote or change the vote, or not doing so well. This is Trump retreated, and this is a Democratic candidate, everything lined up right there. And then what ran through my head was, na boo boo. You tried to destroy democracy. You tried to stop Stacey Abrams from becoming governor. And bye-bye, Trumpy. It's childish, but that's what came into my head. So I don't know that it's Trump that's going to do it, though, more than he already has by getting Perdue in there and whatnot. I'm getting a lot of mental images of Trump world crashing down. I just don't know that I trust it. You know, we've been sitting here through all of this for how many years now? But Black Cat Blue Chair says, "Hi y'all. I'm getting that the Repugs will be stealing elections in 22. Some of them, but Gwen Trowell saying Letitia James just, I don't quite understand. Sorry, I don't understand. Okay. Let's try this again. There's no happy medium with this thing today. All right, so Judy Arellano, sorry. 5 long years. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so at 41:30, Don Gubb's question. 41:30. Will police step up and investigate the terrorizing of electoral staff? Yes, please. Can this be a bigger deal? Okay, thanks. Poor people just trying to help with their local elections, or just help with elections, period. And they're being terrorized. Absolutely terrorized. And their kids. This is unacceptable. The whole point of a democracy is you have to be able to vote. Kind of the keystone of the whole thing. Oh, but they're the people fighting for the far right, convinced it's all conspiracies, and True Cat Shepherd, fascists don't believe in voting. That is true. Don Gubb is saying New Yorkers have watched this dweeb for a lifetime. That is also true. And Pamela Bryan says 6.5 years. Yes, I can feel that. I feel that right there. All right, can we protect some of these poor election staff people around the country? Queen of Wands. Knight. Okay, good. That would be protecting. 10 of Swords. Hanged Man. Okay, there is a ramping up of law enforcement. There is more action taken. There are harsher punishments eventually. We've got to change some laws first. State laws, local laws. But there's definitely where these people think they can do whatever they want. These people on the far right can do whatever they want. But this is law enforcement saying, oh, nay, nay, and stopping them from doing harm and it improving, the rise of democratic power. So it's getting better. Sorry. Ow. Tightening up here. Having a look in the chat. Some shuffling. Katie Arbuckle saying, I've been feeling it since Home Alone 2. I'm afraid I don't know. But none of this is in all caps, so you guys aren't talking to me. I was just having a look in the chat. All right. So at 45, Madison Cawthorn. Come on down. Madison Cawthorn reportedly violated House Rule 4 by bringing a GOP congressional candidate onto the House floor. In a post-January 6th world, will there be any repercussions for his blatant disregard of rules and security? Oh, thank you, Dave. I need it. Thank you. Oh, boy. Madison Cawthorn. Fruits of labor. Fruits of Republican labor. Sitting pretty. Corruption. I could be wrong. It doesn't feel like he definitely, well, it was a rule he shouldn't have broken, but it doesn't feel like this person was planning anything. I think he wanted to show off a little bit, but he also wanted to encourage this person. But even with the devil card in the middle, I'm just getting this person he was walking around with is just, this is not a strong person who has like resources and. But Cawthorn, yeah, we know that. But will anything happen to him? Of course not. All right, truth. Someone might actually try to hold him to account, maybe. All right, maybe. But is this to do just with the insurrection, or are we talking about just this infraction? Fraction? Slap on the wrist. Yeah, he's got some other issues coming up for him. It's going to bug me. No. Infraction. Infarction has to do with having a stroke. Sorry. Oh boy. All right. Okay, so 48. This is most upsetting. And the question, it wasn't just one question because the person asking the question was asking some logical follow-ups that most concerning in theory. Recently, Gaetz and Bannon planned another insurrection live on Bannon's War Room podcast by wanting, quote, 4,000 shock troops, unquote, ready to overthrow the jobs of federal employees at a moment's notice. Could this be a part of DeSantis's endgame? Will other GOP governors raise their own small armies that could coalesce into the 4,000 troops Bannon wants to command? This feels like it needs extra cards. I'm with you, Joanne and Pamela. WT, pick a letter. HF, whatever works for you. Matter of fact, suddenly I am getting very warm. It's probably because I want to keep our democracy. And this is rather upsetting. So, Bannon and Gaetz. Why is Gaetz still walking around? Why is the turtle on the pole still just walking around? I'll change this to 50-30. Take pity on people watching on replay. Change that to 50-30. And all right, so recently, Gaetz and Bannon planned another insurrection live on Bannon's War Room podcast by wanting 4,000 shock troops. That's what they actually said. 4,000 shock troops ready to overthrow the jobs of federal employees at a moment's notice. Okay, Bannon is just a podcaster. And bless podcasters. Some of them are doing amazing work. I'm just saying, he's just a guy. Gaetz is a sitting member of Congress. Why he's still sitting, I don't know. But first of all, 3 cards. Hello. I was no fan of W, but I think even he would be like, if that had happened when he was president, that you had a sitting member of Congress saying this kind of stuff, it would have been like, what the? But people like Gaetz, they feel like they can get away with anything they want. So any repercussions on the turtle on a pole? Mr. Entitlement? Oh, for the far right victory. Three of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. Justice. Linda Johnson, what federal employees? That would be the question. G. Vega is saying it was reported today that Georgia Republicans purged many black voters from the voters list. Oh my gosh. Well, that's the plan. That's insult to injury. And that would be people going to prison. If they try to take over. But there are decent people leaving their jobs left and right, and all different parts of the government, high and low, because they just cannot take anymore. And yes, I agree, Gary Atkins. There are 2.1 million federal employees, but so nothing's going to happen to Gaetz. I'm getting a creeping, crawling feeling at the back of my neck. Oh, yeah, working. Hermit, Magician, Devil. Yeah, I've been getting this for a while. Those of you who are kind enough to be here quite often, and thank you for that. I've been getting for a while now that it's not going to be a full-blown civil war. It's just not. But state governments in red states or certain people in Congress, yeah, they're going to do dumb stuff. They're going to play act seceding. They're going to play act, look at me, I'm so tough. Yeah. But we are not going to lose our democracy. We're not. America will stand, and we will stand in the long run as a democracy. And the military is not behind these idiots. It just isn't. Yeah, Linda Johnson. It could be anybody. So the other part of this question, 56. Could this be a part of DeSantis's endgame with other red states creating their own militias kind of garbage? Jean A is asking, who's going to pay the shock troops? Will they have benefits? There was a very funny game years ago, video game. It was a female main character, but it was set up like she was like a female James Bond back in the 60s. And it had a James Bond movie kind of name. But there was something like Spectre. Then James Bond, you had Spectre. And you had the minions who were working for Spectre or whatever they called it in this. And there was and you'd go around, and as you were on the different missions, you'd find, pieces of paper, information. And I remember one of them, it wasn't a report, it was a letter. And it was, dear, family members, great news. I got a job with Spectre, whoever it was, and I'm now gainfully employed, and something about dental benefits. It was just, yeah. So DeSantis and DeSantis and the others. And stupid militia. Yeah, Trump. Knight of Swords. Tower. Two of Cups. Hanged Man. Sun. We're just going to keep fighting the good fight. We've got law enforcement going against the extremists. In the center, we've got Democrats, large, capital D and small d, working together and to end this kind of white supremacy garbage. It's a struggle. It's an ongoing struggle. But right in the center, you've got people fighting the good fight. And this is not good. This is not good. This is not good for the people on the other side. So, doesn't really answer the question, though. Well, they're going to try all different kinds of stuff we hadn't even thought of. Jolie S says it's more for show than anything. That's what I'm getting. Throw it at the wall, see if it sticks. Ten of Cups. Magician. Fighting against all of this garbage. I'm not getting a cohesive situation where it's like, all right, DeSantis is going to have his little stupid militia. And then he said this red state, they're going to have their stupid militia. And then they're going to have their guard, their stupid guard. And then you've heard of right guard, this is stupid guard. Stupid guard in Florida and stupid guard here and stupid guard there. And then they're going to start, trying to, no, I'm not getting that. I'm getting real law enforcement and DOJ and FBI and others really aggressively working on all of this. If you or anyone you know has thought about, what job could I go into where I will definitely stay employed for the next decades? Yeah, law enforcement, lawyers, yeah, all of this. They're going to be very busy for a long time. So GM Dave says intimidation tactics. It's just irritating. True. Kat says pipe dreams. Okay. Oh, Danielle Stimson, thank you for being here. Yeah, I heard about Josh Duggar. Yeah, I'm glad I just do political stuff here because 10130. CC Ryder had a question. Okay. And it says something when a question about Adam Dershowitz is like, yo, this is a much better improvement from talking about that person. So CC Ryder was asking, okay, we're saying, okay, Adam Dershowitz went on Newsmax. Okay, we're already in. Yes. Adam Dershowitz went on Newsmax and defended Chris Cuomo. Who may sue CNN for his termination. Dershowitz and Newsmax CEO Chris Ruddy used to be on Cuomo's show. Does the right have dirt on Chris Cuomo? I don't know why that, because the question is, why are they defending him? That I can look at. That makes sense to me. But what do you mean having dirt on Chris? I don't. Alan Dershowitz, thank you. I thought it didn't sound right, but I wasn't sure. So I just assumed I was wrong. Thank you. It's yes. Karen B, thank you. It's Alan, not Adam. Yeah. Alan Dershowitz went on Newsmax. Danielle, the Spirit Scribe, says Dershowitz, isn't he implicated in the Epstein stuff? Why, yes, he is. So why Dershowitz and the Newsmax CEO defending Chris Cuomo? Starting with Dershowitz, I think they've got separate. I wonder if the Newsmax guy's just trying to get in everybody's, like, I don't know, make themselves important, get people over there or watching, or because Newsmax, for all that they horrify us, they're not everywhere. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't even know where to go if I wanted to see something on Newsmax. I don't know if it's on their website. I don't know if it's a TV channel. Boo was in Kitty. Resituating himself, going back to sleep. He's so cute. It's not everywhere. But Dershowitz, why are you protecting Cuomo, Chris Cuomo? He's just trying to be relevant. It's a cable channel. Thank you, Electrostorm. Gary Atkins says it's Direct TV. I have them unblocked. Okay. It just feels like Dershowitz is trying to stay relevant, trying to stay important. I don't know that there's a big thing going on. Newsmax. I don't know if he really thinks he can get Chris Cuomo to come to Newsmax, but I'm not getting that like he's one of us or he's on our side or or I'm not getting anything like that. They were talking. They're trying to stay relevant. And the CEO guy has more of a, he's just thinking about business. So whew. All right, at 1:06, Hippie Sue had a question. Hippie Sue to the rescue had a question. We haven't heard from Pompeo in a while. What is going on with him? Well, first of all, I heard that he lost weight. Good for him. Secondly, you guys, you haven't for a while, but it just seems like Pompeo has some kind of grip on some of you, wanting to know about Pompeo. And to me, this would be like this would be like you asking me about Rex Tillerson. It would be like, so Pompeo, I know he wants to. He's talked about staying in politics, aspirations of moving higher. It's just, Chat Wadsworth is saying he's so looking forward to his presidential run in 2024. Okay. Apple is saying he's extremely thin and quiet. Okay. Pompeo. Pompous Pompeo. He feels okay. Standing around his kitchen. Can answer the phone. Talking to his family. He looks okay. King of Wands. Stench of Trump on him. And believe me, that's the bog of eternal stench. Ace of Cups. Mike Pompeo. Knight of Cups. Sun. Strength. Wheel of Fortune. Nothing for a while. It's just, this is democratic energy moving forward. Power of women rising. Some of this garbage brought up by Trump. You know, we've got to fight with that, but Pompeo, coming, going. There's not much here. So, is he, I can't remember when Pompeo left. Did he, was he out before the insurrection and stuff? Oh, I'm sorry. I only do political questions. Sorry. Knight of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Four of Cups. Page of Wands. He wants to go fight for the Republican cause and be a name and all of this, but these are really tiny cards. So Michael Grant says Pompeo knew which records to destroy and was more aware of the intelligence gathering capabilities of the NSA than Flynn. Okay. Okay. That's all I'm getting, I'm afraid. but you guys have questions. I want to read on them. All right, 1:10:30. Elector Storm had a question. 30. Once all the secrets are out about what Trump did to the country, will he surpass Benedict Arnold as the biggest traitor to America? I need a refresher here. Okay, he was a major general, but he defected to the British side of the conflict in 1780. George Washington had trusted him, Benedict Arnold. Arnold was planning to surrender the fort at West Point, New York, to British forces, but the plot was discovered in September 1780, whereupon he fled to the British lines. In the later part of the conflict, Arnold was commissioned as a brigadier general in the British Army and placed in command of the American Legion. He led the British Army in battle against the soldiers whom he had once commanded, after which his name became synonymous with treason and betrayal. Somebody was a scumbag. So the question is, once all of the secrets are out about what Trump did to the country, will he surpass Benedict Arnold as the biggest traitor to America? Thank you, Teresa Ford. Once everything's known, everything is out there. By the way, I may have mentioned this. I got a lot closer to finishing the covers for January for this channel, and it has a theme, and the theme is Wisdom for Trump World. I found these emblems, is what they were called. A lot of the symbolism in these drawings you'll end up seeing in some of later in tarot cards and things like that, hands coming out of clouds with objects and with the symbolism and what have you. But over these drawings would be these short little statements or about virtue being more important than fortune, and all of these, like what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And some of them are just so spot on. Not all of them, but most of them are just so spot on for, like, yes, this is what Trump world needs to learn. And Trump himself needs to learn. So I just throw that out there because the whole month is just going to be, yep, he should have done that. Yeah. Anyway. People around Trump, it's not just him. It was the people politically married to him. So, the emperor. I mean, Benedict Arnold was trusted by George Washington, and he was a brigadier general, I think I said. But this man was the president of the United States. All right. 3 of Pentacles, the world. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Well, the question was, will he be considered a bigger traitor than Benedict Arnold? No, he won't be known as a traitor like Benedict Arnold was. He'll be known as someone who, he didn't switch sides. He just wanted to be the Orange Führer. He wanted to be the king. He wanted all the power to himself, and the Republicans were willing to go along with it. and it was terrifying. And then there were the human rights violations, and on and on. Will history think highly of him, think nicely of him? No. No. But it's a different kind of thing. This was someone. See, and even today we don't even think of it the same way, because when most Americans think of a king or a queen, they think of Liz, over in the UK. Well, she's got a House of Commons and a House of Lords, and her powers are seriously limited. But when I'm talking about Trump wanted to be king, I mean divine right. What I say goes. Every one of my whims. If I decide everybody needs to I don't know, something heinous, then that something heinous will happen to every single person, because I have decreed it so. That's what he is. Oh boy. I'm not sure Karen B. All right, so next is 117. Carolyn Carpenter had a really interesting question. And then we're gonna end on a cute note. But Carolyn Carpenter had a really interesting question, which is, why are the Republicans so willing to end democracy? I might sneeze again. Sorry. Yep. No. No. Okay. Why are Republicans so willing to end democracy? One thing I want to read on tomorrow is Marjorie Taylor Greene and McCarthy. He apparently told her to tone it down. She walked out. She walked out on him. She doesn't listen to him. She has no respect for him. All right. Democracy has kept them out of power, would keep them out of power. They would be forced to live in the modern world where women have equal rights, where women make decisions about their own bodies, where people grow up and can decide that they are of no gender if they want. They can be in polygamous relationships, they can be in polyamorous relationships, they can be in triads, they can be in whatever kind of relationship they want. They can get married or not, or whatever they want. And this idea of looking to them with their this is the way the world was, this is the way the world makes sense, that I'm not going to walk down the street and see someone who's obviously a man, who's wearing lipstick and makeup and a dress over their jeans or whatever. I'm not going to have to look at that. Get over yourself. I bet he looks fabulous, or she, or them, however that person wants to be known. I bet they look fabulous. Sit down. But it's such a what we're going through, such radical shifts, and they cannot abide by it. Yes, Diane Cashy, they can be in a throuple. So they can't handle it. They can't handle change. Hanged man, fool, two of swords. If this is what it takes, because we have to pass judgment on the evils. There's a great website called TV Tropes. If you're a writer, it's a lot of fun to read through because they talk about kind of basic ideas for kinds of stories. Oh, it's one of those kind of stories. And one of the things they will talk about sometimes is why is the hero against the villain? Because of the evils. And they'll put it EVILZ, as in the person's just bad. So, okay, you're gonna go after. It's not like something specific or nuanced or what have. No, because of the evils. With the Z. Well, that's what this is. What you want to get rid of the patriarchy? You want to get rid of the nuclear family? Like these guys don't go through wives like tissues? It's going to turn everything upside down and we'll be in chaos, and there need to be rules, and they cannot accept. So it's like, okay, well, if that's what you think, that's what you think, but does that really give you a right to destroy democracy? They have to fight the evils. It's not your decision. Democracy, the point is, majority rules. Sometimes you're in the majority, sometimes you're not. And when you're not, which has happened to us plenty of times, you're stuck until you're in the majority again. But I'll tell you one thing, from what it feels like, McCarthy better do something, better stand up to Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she's just going to get worse. It's the end of, we're going to be living in a world, there's going to be all taxation and it's going to be all taxation and people, the Republican in Reagan queens getting money from the government, whatever, there was a term for it. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but welfare queens, that was it. Yes, it's welfare queens, and it's going to be, and they keep going to the P word, the Duggar word. That's what's going to be everywhere. No. Oh, nay, nay. And the vast, vast majority will make sure that does not happen. That is not acceptable. That is not going to be acceptable. Not kids. So if that's what you're worried about, you can calm down, because I'll be fighting right there beside you against that. But to them, it's all tied together. And it's like, no, it's not. If Arnold wants to become Anne, good for Anne. Yeah, it's just narrow-minded and pathetic. Okay, now I'm curious. 125 in a bit. 125. Let's say 30. Marjorie Taylor Greene and McCarthy. Okay. Chrissy Kirkland. Hello from the Netherlands. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. So apparently correct me if I am wrong. The story I heard is that Kevin McCarthy tried to go to Marjorie Taylor Greene and say, knock it off, tone it down. She just turned around and walked out on him. She's not listening to him. She's not going to listen to him. And what's he going to do? And then you've got Gaetz and you've got all these other people going around. They're not listening to McCarthy. And they're doing the happy gun miss cards and all being openly Islamophobic, which is stupid. So what's going to happen there? What's going to happen there, McCarthy? Because there's somebody around here who needs to grow a spine. But no, I'm kind of glad that you're completely weak, ineffectual, short-sighted. Makes Democrats' jobs easier. Yeah, she's gonna, she's got her bludgeon. Empress. Lovers. 4 of Cups. 9 of Cups. What's going to happen is she thinks she is all that. She thinks she is all that. This is her moment in the sun. This is her moment of greatness. She is the Empress. She is absolutely a Trump cult member, and she is not going to put up with anything from anybody, and she's going to say exactly what she thinks. Okay, what's that going to do? Give Democrats more power, cost Republicans power. I'm not seeing McCarthy here at all. He's literally not even in the reading. Charles Carey says it's not too late for McCarthy if he grows a spine. Perhaps the universe has given him one last test. It's possible. And she's bringing in a lot of money. Bringing in a lot of money. He's not even here. McCarthy isn't even in the cards. That says it all. But 1:29:30. This should be nice. For a while now, Vicky K has been asking, how is Major Biden doing? The puppy dog. We'll just have a quick look. Because he's a puppy dog. Chances are he's pretty happy. His family, people care about him. Probably wants to see Alpha Joe more often, but new bone. Bowl of water. Best bowl of water ever. Every time. Major Biden, how you doing, sweetheart? It was a good dog. It was a good dog. He's a good dog. Yes, he is. He's a very good dog. Yes, he is a beautiful dog, Karen B. I agree. He's gorgeous. Oh, sweetie. He's just a big old sweetie. Wheel of Fortune. He had some learning to do. He was a little aggressive. He got in trouble. He got in trouble because he was too aggressive. It wasn't good. Sandy Miller says, so eager to please and happy. Yes. He did something wrong. So, how are things now? Are you still feeling all that aggression and what have you? Or are you just feeling like a happy puppy dog? I'm not used to dog energy. I'll be honest. I read on dogs now and then, and I love animals. I don't. Cats are nowhere near as cold as people say they are. Just no. No. At least none of my cats haven't been. But boy, dogs are just. You are the center of my world. How can I possibly do everything I can ever do for you? Just say the word. It's just like, wow, you're a sweetheart. A little much, but a sweetheart. Four of Cups. Training. Actually, it's like something he would want. And training to learn to say, okay, I want the thing, but I'm supposed to stay here. I want the thing, but no, I'm supposed to stay here. I'll stay here. Although I want the thing. Over and over and over and over and over. Lots of training. Lots of training. And his just go in this crate and they move him around. Doesn't like that very much. Be a lot more fun if he could be out. He could be checking things out and talking to people and talking to people. Ball, yes. But they put him in a crate sometimes. And then they move him in the crate, in the box. I don't want to be in the box. Why would I want to be in the box? Yes, Diana Cache, doggy chair. All right. Someone at my front door. Hang on. Hang on. Don't know what that is. Okay, sorry. Need to make sure it wasn't an emergency. That's it. That's going to do it for me for today. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. I so look forward to spending time with you. It's so much fun, and that was such a great. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you for that question. That was nice. He's a good dog. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget, if you happen to be available at 6 o'clock Central Time. So today, right now, it is 1:57 here in Chicago. Just turned 1:57. So it's almost 2 o'clock at 6 o'clock here. So in about 4 hours. I'll be over at Red Lentil Healing. And I'm so looking forward to it. I love reading with Adrian and Johnny and Jen Lynn and Lori. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. So, yeah. And then from 4 until just before 6, I'll be over at Book Art Media as usual, doing creative sprints. So, all right. That's going to do it. Thank you, Don Gubb. Thanks, Autumn. Love your face. Thank you. All right. Hang in there. I will see you later. We could see each other again at Book Art Media. We could see each other again at Red Lentil Healing. Or we'll see each other again here tomorrow. All right. Hang in there. There are good days ahead. There are. You're not alone. See you later.